Our next topic is the trig functions. And this is kind of one of the main topics of trig in general. And that's the sine, the cosine, the tangent, the cosecant, the secant, and the cotangent. And these are really the ratio of sides of a right triangle. So the sine of theta is equal to the opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent of theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. And then the other ones are the reciprocal, so you would flip all of your ratios. So you probably learned the phrase SOHCAHTOA, and that's really a way to remember that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. And then we also have the Pythagorean Theorem. So for number 12 it says find the exact value of the 6 trig functions of angle A. And before we do this, we should try to figure out what side B is. So I want to use the Pythagorean Theorem. And I know that it's a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And c has to be the hypotenuse. The a and b, those are the legs. So 4 is a. So 4 squared plus b squared is equal to 9 squared. 16 plus b squared is equal to 81. B squared is equal to 65 if you subtract 16. And then b is equal to the square root of 65 if you square root it. So b is square root of 65. Okay, so they want us to find the exact value of the 6 trig functions. When they say exact value, that means they don't want a decimal approximation. They want fractions and radicals. Okay, so sine of A, sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse. So the opposite for A is 4, and the hypotenuse is 9. So this will be 4 over 9, and that'll be your answer. For cosine, it is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So that'll be square root of 65 over 9. For tangent, that is the opposite over adjacent. So 4 over square root of 65. Now you may remember that we're not supposed to have square roots on the denominator, so we need to rationalize this. That's the term. And you would multiply both the top and the bottom by that denominator. And you would get 4 times square root of 65 over normal 65. And that would be your answer. For cosecant, that really is just the reciprocal of sine. So that's going to be 9 over 4. Secant, that is the reciprocal of cosine. So I need to flip cosine, and that'll be 9 over square root of 65. And I've actually created some work for myself because I need to rationalize this. So I need to multiply both the top and the bottom by square root of 65, and that'll be 9 square root of 65 over 65. And then lastly, cotangent, that is the reciprocal of tangent. So I'm just going to flip this version of the answer because then I don't need to rationalize it. And those will be my 6 answers.